Hello and welcome to Fire Safety, The Facts. Over the next few minutes, we'll show you what should be done in the event of a fire in the place where you work. We'll explain the facts behind fire safety, which if followed, will make your workplace safer for all. Every year, fire claims hundreds of lives and also costs the country hundreds of millions of pounds. However, the numbers of fatalities as a result of fires have steadily declined in recent years, thanks in the main to a greater awareness of fire safety. Many of the existing laws regarding fire safety at work have followed serious fires. Employers must provide regular and adequate fire training for staff. This includes fire drills, which must be carried out on a regular basis. Employers are also required to provide adequate means of escape. Fire exit signs must be easy to see, and fire doors must be fitted where appropriate. Fire safety equipment such as alarms, hose reels, smoke or heat detectors, extinguishers and sprinklers must always be maintained by a specialist contractor. In addition, all employees must know the whereabouts of fire alarms, fire exits and extinguishers because no two buildings are the same. All premises should have their own fire safety procedure. Make sure you know what to do if there's a fire at work. Fire instruction notices like these, which must be prominently displayed, will tell you what to do. If you're not sure about the procedure at your establishment, don't be afraid to ask. If you were to discover a fire at work, would you know what to do? Your immediate action might well be to try and put it out, but from a safety point of view, this isn't a good idea. No matter how small the fire, the first step must be to raise the alarm by, for instance, breaking the glass of the nearest fire call point. Would you know how to raise the alarm in your premises? Of course, it may well be that the alarm has been activated by smoke or heat detectors, but whatever the case, it's crucial that everyone knows where the alarms are. You probably pass them every day without noticing them or knowing how to set them off.
Yeah, fire service, please.
Once the alarm is sounding, the next vital step is for the fire service to be called.
It's Safety Media Limited, 5A Kimnall Park, Abergele Road.
It's important then for a particular member of staff to be permanently responsible for this task, with someone else to take over in case of absence.
It's actually in the warehouse.
Everyone should know whose responsibility this is. Do you? So, the alarm has been raised and the fire service is on its way. The next thing is to get out of the building. Once again, the first reaction may well be one of panic, but it's essential that everyone is well drilled in how to leave the building in a calm manner. If there's time, close windows and switch off anything that may be dangerous if left. Then just go. Walk, don't run, and don't stop to collect personal belongings. Remember to close any fire doors behind you as you go, and make sure you're familiar with the escape routes of fire exits. Once the building has been evacuated, staff, fire wardens or a designated person will check the building for anyone missing without endangering themselves. Escape routes and fire exits should always be kept clear. Don't store things in corridors or on fire escapes. It could prove fatal. And remember that fire doors are there for a purpose. They're very efficient at preventing a fire from spreading, so don't keep them wedged open. Just a recap then. When you hear the fire bell, don't assume it's a false alarm. Stay calm. If there's time, close windows and switch off any equipment. Leave straight away without stopping to collect personal belongings. Don't run. Go straight to your fire assembly point using the relevant escape route. But what about the fire itself? Should you try to tackle it to stop it spreading further? Well, the simple answer is only if doing so won't put yourself or others in danger. It's worth remembering that if the fire is bigger than the average waste paper bin, it's probably safer leaving it to the professionals. If you decide to try and tackle a small fire, then it's crucial to know which type of fire extinguisher to use. If a fire should start in any electrical equipment, the first priority should be to try and shut off its power supply. A CO2 fire extinguisher has a funnel-shaped head, which should be directed into the back of and around the equipment. Fire is created through a combination of 3 elements: heat, fuel, and oxygen. Take one of these away from any of the other 2 and you'll prevent and restrict the fire. One of the most unpredictable and hazardous elements threatening our safety is fire. It's dangerous and it can kill. In the UK, there are 5 classes of fire. Class A fires involve organic solids, such as paper and wood. Class B fires involve flammable or combustible liquids, including petrol, grease and oil. Class C fires involve flammable gases. Class D fires involve combustible metals. Class F fires involve cooking fat and oil. Class E has been discontinued, but covered fires involving electrical equipment. This is no longer used on the basis that when the power supply is turned off, an electrical fire can fall into any of the other 5 categories. Different classes of fire require different firefighting equipment. We'll now have a look at the correct way to use various extinguishers. This staff fire safety training session helps us to understand the correct way to use this equipment. This is the correct way to use a water-filled extinguisher. Direct the water at the base of the fire, following the direction of the flames. Water extinguishers are colour-coded red. They are used on Class A fires and are not suitable for Class B or electrical fires. Let's have a look at how to use a CO2 extinguisher. CO2 extinguishers have a black band. They can be used on electrical fires and Class B liquid fires, used in a sweeping motion to displace the oxygen and put the fire out. This is a foam-filled extinguisher being demonstrated. Foam extinguishers have a cream band. They can be used on Class A and B fires. Here we see a dry powder extinguisher being correctly demonstrated. It sprays dry powder under pressure and the fire should be smothered using quick sweeping movements. These have blue bands and are suitable for Class A, B and C fires. And this is how a wet chemical extinguisher is used. These have yellow colour coding. They're suitable for Class F fires, such as chip pans. Remember, extinguishers should only be used if a fire is small enough to be tackled and it's your company's policy to do so. At this stage, let's assume the evacuation of the building is underway. Everyone must go to a predetermined assembly point. Do you know where yours is? It's important that you know. At the point itself, someone must have the task of taking roll call or counting heads. It's important that no one returns to the building until it's declared safe to do so. So let's recap on what to do if you discover a fire. The first step is to raise the alarm to alert other staff. Make sure you know what type of alarms are used in your workplace and, above all, where they are. Next, the fire service will be called. This will be done by someone permanently responsible for this task. Everybody should know who this person is. Make sure you do. If you hear the alarm, assume it's a real fire, not a practice. Don't panic. If there's time, switch off any equipment and close windows. Leave the building calmly. Don't stop to collect belongings and remember not to run. Make sure you know the whereabouts of fire exits and escapes. Make sure you know where your fire assembly point is and go straight there. During the evacuation, the staff fire wardens will search the building. A roll call will then be taken to check that there's no one missing. You mustn't go back in until you're told it's safe to do so. As for the fire itself, only attempt to put it out if it won't put you or others in danger. If it's larger than an average waste paper bin, it's best to leave it to the fire service. If you do decide to tackle it, be sure you're using the correct extinguisher for this type of fire. You should already know where the extinguishers are. So, there you have it. You know what to do in case a fire breaks out in the place where you work. We hope we've been able to reassure you that discovery can be dealt with calmly and efficiently if everybody follows the correct procedure and is aware of what to do in case of fire. It'll make the premises where you work a safer place to be. Take care and keep safe.